Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. If you're brand new here, my name is Constance and I am making dinner here this evening. The weather has turned quite chilly here in Arkansas and I thought a soup might be nice tonight. Simple, easy after a very busy Thanksgiving week. And of course soups are always nice and cozy, especially on a chilly night. So the soup I'm making is hamburger soup. It's very simple, very easy. It's been on my website for years for the recipe. Although I think the recipe I have on my website is an Instant Pot version, but you don't have to have an Instant Pot to make it. I'm just making it here in a soup pot. I've got some ground beef and onion here that I'm just cooking together. And then I'll add in a few other ingredients here in a few minutes. But this isn't really a recipe video today. I thought I would just bring you all in and do a little catch up while I'm cooking. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Thanksgiving season always is. We have family that comes in from out of town, which is always such a blessing. But the week before Thanksgiving week, I had only done a couple of videos, and then of course last week, it being Thanksgiving, I don't really publish a whole lot on Thanksgiving week. And so for the last couple of weeks, I haven't done a whole lot, so I figured today was a good day to share everything that's been going on. Of course, now that it is November, autumn is fully here. All of the leaves turned colors and fell to the forest floor, and the trees are mostly bare by this point. The week before Thanksgiving, I did a little bit of baking with my granddaughter, Willow, who you may see here at some point, probably. She shows up from time to time in my videos since she lives here on the homestead property. And then we also had some visitors here to the homestead in the last couple of weeks. Some expected visitors and a couple unexpected visitors. Hello? Who do you belong to? Huh? You look young. Well, we've got another stray. And I don't know where this one came from. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. Look, I got treats. Hi, you. Adding in a little bit of garlic. Now the first visitor that we had here was one of those surprise visitors, one we had never seen before. I was up here in the house doing some things, and Mr. Smith went out to do evening chores. And when he got to Sophie and Amos, he called me up and he's like, "There's a donkey out here." I'm like, "A donkey?" So when I saw it out there, I grabbed some treats of Sophie and Amos, our donkey and mule, and I was trying to lure it out of the main road out there because it's not a high traffic road. I didn't want someone to come around a curve and hit him, so I was trying to lure him out of the road, and he started to come to me until a car started coming. But right after I stopped filming, I waved that car down and I asked them, "Do you have any idea if there's somebody that lives up that way that has a donkey?" Because I was pretty sure this donkey didn't live in my area. And she says, "Yep, it's my mom's." As it turns out, the donkey, named Elvis, had gotten out because power company tree cutters had been cutting down trees and knocked down his fence. So she called up her mom and let her know where she could find Elvis. And then the very next day, we had 2 more visitors to the homestead. What are you doing? Boy, everybody just wants to come and visit, huh? Hi. Hi. Brought your friend too, huh? Amos? I don't think you could take that one on. Hi. Oh, baby, your mane is a mess. What is it, Sophie? It's all fun and games till somebody tears the fence down. And right after I made that statement and turned off the camera, sure enough, the paint tried to take down the fence. We see those horses all the time running loose, but they've never come to our homestead before. And then of course I had family come to visit. My son and daughter-in-law and grandbaby, who live at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, came to visit, and it was very nice to see them. Of course, every year we have to do a family photo right before we dig into the Thanksgiving dinner. But my daughter wasn't able to come this year. She had just started a new job. And so I had Mr. Smith hold her photo up in the picture. While they were in town, my two daughters-in-law and granddaughters and I did do a little bit of antiquing. I just bought two things, but I'll share those in another video. So I added in some beef broth, some tomato sauce, and some frozen mixed veggies. And I'm just going to let these start cooking. I'm adding in a bay leaf, some Italian seasoning, and some salt and pepper. So of course, with Thanksgiving week, there was lots of baking and cooking. I have a whole schedule that I follow when it comes to getting everything ready. I have things I do on Tuesday, I have things I do on Wednesday, and then things for Thursday, Thanksgiving. Wednesday is always my big day. It is the day that I make all of the side dishes, all of the desserts. So there's a lot that goes on that day. And it's a day I'm going to be in the kitchen from sunrise to sunset and beyond. 14 hours straight I was in the kitchen that day. But Thanksgiving is the one time a year that I get to cook a really big feast for my family. But for me, the joy in cooking doesn't come from cooking. It really comes from seeing my family sitting around the table and enjoying it. That's what brings me joy. Because if I don't have someone to cook for and, you know, have them enjoy it, I take no pleasure from cooking. Otherwise, it's just a chore. So I might go a little overboard on Thanksgiving. Canned potatoes. And I'm also going to toss in a teaspoon or so of this Better Than bouillon. It just makes the broth even richer. And then we'll just let that cook together until the frozen vegetables are done. And then the last thing I wanted to share with y'all today was something I've been waiting for so long for, and it was so exciting to see. The final portion of my kitchen countertop went in. I put my boys to work.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's a cutting board.
Hey, honey.
And the butcher block, the countertop piece that I had purchased, was longer than we needed, and so I cut a section of it off, and that piece is now like the perfect stove cover board. I just have to put some handles on it and finish oiling it all around. And then the piece that was cut out for the kitchen sink, my older son took with him to make into an amazing, huge cutting board. When it comes to butcher block and you've got projects that you're doing, you never want any of that to go to waste. So now that the countertop is put in on the sink side, now I can think about finishing the backsplash that I have planned to go all along the sink side of the kitchen. And there'll be some elements of it over on this side of the kitchen as well. But I'm looking forward now to being able to work on that. And it's just one step closer to this kitchen finally being complete. So that is it for today, friends. I hope you had a wonderful, restful Thanksgiving with lots of new memories. So with that, God bless, and I'll talk to y'all next time.